Dorian's advice. The creatine. Relationship between energy and creatine. Muscles use the stored chemical energy of the food we eat and convert that to heat and energy of motion, kinetic energy. We need the energy to enable the growth and repair of tissues, to maintain body temperature and to fuel physical activity. Energy comes from foods rich in carbohydrates, protein and fat. The source of energy that is used to power the movement of contraction in working muscles is adenosine triphosphate, ATP, the body's biochemical way to store and transport energy. However, ATP is not stored to a great extent in cells. So once muscle contraction starts, the making of more ATP must start quickly. Since ATP is so important, muscle cells have several different ways to make it. These systems work together in phases. The three biochemical systems for producing ATP are, in order: A, using creatine phosphate; B, using glycogen; C, aerobic respiration. Creatine phosphate, with oxygen. All muscle cells have a little ATP within them that they can use immediately, but only enough to last for about 3 seconds. So all muscle cells contain a high-energy compound called creatine phosphate, which is broken down to make more ATP quickly. Creatine phosphate can supply the energy needs of a working muscle at a very high rate, but only for about 8 to 10 seconds. Glycogen, without oxygen. Fortunately, muscles also have large stores of carbohydrates, called glycogen, which can be used to make ATP from glucose. But this takes about 12 chemical reactions, so it supplies energy more slowly than from creatine phosphate. It's still pretty rapid, though, and will produce enough energy to last about 90 seconds. Oxygen is not needed. This is great because it takes the heart and lungs some time to get increased oxygen supply to the muscles. A byproduct of making ATP without using oxygen is lactic acid. You know when your muscles are building up lactic acid because it causes tiredness and soreness, the stitch. Aerobic respiration, with oxygen again. Within 2 minutes of exercise, the body starts to supply working muscles with oxygen. When oxygen is present, aerobic respiration can take place to break down the glucose for ATP. This glucose can come from several places: A, remaining glucose supply in the muscle cells; B, glucose from food in the intestine; C, glycogen in the liver; D, fat reserves in the muscles. Different forms of exercise use different systems to produce ATP. A, using creatine phosphate, this would be the major system used for short bursts, weightlifters or short-distance sprinters, because it is fast but lasts for only 8 to 10 seconds. B, using glycogen, no oxygen, this lasts for 1.3 to 1.6 minutes, so it would be the system used in events like the 100-meter swim or the 200-meter or 400-meter run. C, using aerobic respiration, this lasts for an unlimited time, so it's the system used in endurance events like marathon running, rowing and so on. Creatine is the best choice as a pre-workout supplement for weightlifters. You can either choose a pre-workout that contains creatine or use a creatine supplement before your weight training to support and enhance your workout. The creatine complex from DY Nutrition contains 2 types of creatine. Creatine monohydrate has been used and studied for decades. It is effective for both short-term and long-term muscle growth. Creatine enables your muscles to produce energy during heavy lifting or high-intensity exercise. Creatine plays an important in cell signaling, which means a better mind-muscle connection. It also aids in muscle tissue repair and growth. Try creatine malate boosts your endurance levels, which means more training and a lower time to recover, transforming each of your workouts in a more efficient way to build lean muscle tissue and lose the extra pounds. It's also the most absorbable form of creatine, making the creatine one of the fast absorbing formulas on the planet, with no loading phase required. The creatine complex contains beta-alanine and taurine. Beta-alanine is a beta amino acid that can be found in vitamin B5. Beta-alanine has been shown to have a significant increase in muscle carnosine. By developing a higher level of carnosine, the muscle tissue is protected from oxidation. Thus, beta-alanine boosts performance by extending muscle endurance. Taurine has the property to increase the blood flow throughout the body. Also, taurine is used as an antioxidant by the body in order to preserve muscle mass during high-intensity workouts. In combination with this, it can be used as an anti-inflammatory. The creatine complex contains also vitamin B complex that is essential for anyone who has an active life.